The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Good evening. Thanks for joining me for this edition of TVWAN News.
In this edition, Hoskins launches airport refurbishment project, clinic opens up for women's health services, and Finlay Glare back in the grind.
The National Airports Corporation has officially launched the Hoskins Airport refurbishment project. This important milestone was witnessed by key stakeholders from the national government, development partners, the provincial government, business houses, and the communities at Hoskins Airport today.
The National Airports Corporation has officially launched the commencement of the asphalt overlay, terminal building refurbishment and associated works project at the Hoskins Airport in West New Britain Province. Hoskins is among 5 major airports undertaken for improvement under the Civil Aviation Development Project 2. Representing the provincial government and Tahir people, Kalasia Open MP Freddie Kumai acknowledged the significant growth to the economy that the refurbished airport works will bring to the province.
The broader impacts of this development that we will witness today. This project signifies more than infrastructure development. It represents an investment in our people's future. The upgraded facility will foster economic growth by enhancing connectivity.
NAC at the launch acknowledged the continued support of the West New Britain provincial government, further calling on all stakeholders to work together to ensure the successful delivery of this project.
Through landowners, their sacrifice, their commitment, or something will come up. So long tete mi maki NAC. I don't can talk plenty because bossman for me, but talk after me. Lo talk also me talk thank you long landowners. Thank you for everything. You play supporting walk, you may walk one time, you may one bell one time, now you may go.
The project is a commitment pursued by the national government and the Asian Development Bank to revitalize the 21 national airports in PNG through the Civil Aviation Development Investment Project 2 or CADIP 2.
This means that Hoskins is the third airport to commence the civil works under CADIP 2. ADB decided to support CADIP 2 after successful implementation of the CADIP 1 from 2010 to 2022, of which this airport was also part of the airport which had some improvement.
Emphasizing the national government's focus on supporting the Connect PNG initiative, Civil Aviation Minister Wake Goi underscored the aim to improve connectivity and stimulate economic development across the country through improving vital infrastructure.
You saw a government and me talk also road connect PNG and I'm walking planty go. Na mi pla too like make him display. Connect airport and must reach him all geta na mi pla by pine him some selected airstrips where mi pla can connect him come long. Big pla airport also Kimbe or Hoskins, so that at least all goods long rural areas can come inside long Kimbe and I can go out to market or I can continue on to Port Moresby.
The project has commenced on the 22nd of April 2025 and is anticipated to be implemented for a duration of 18 months.
Over 19,000 people in remote Sepik villages now have new hope, thanks to the official opening of the rehabilitated Marama airstrip in East Sepik Province. The airstrip, restored under the EU Straight PNG program with European Union funding, reconnects 10 isolated communities in Karawari Rural LLG to vital services and markets. The new airstrip has changed everything for the vanilla farmers in that before they paddled for days, but now their children get medicine and their vanilla fly to markets. With 807,000 kina in upgrades, the airstrip now boasts a reinforced runway, better drainage and safety markers, ready for regular flights. The project also created 10,000 days of paid work for locals during construction. Governor Alan Bird praised the achievement, calling it proof that big projects can deliver real results for PNG. A major milestone was reached yesterday in the fight against cervical cancer in Papua New Guinea with the official opening of Her Health Hub, a dedicated clinic aimed at providing affordable and accessible women's health services.
In a significant advancement for women's health in Papua New Guinea, the Her Health Hub was officially opened yesterday at Stop and Shop Badili in Port Moresby. The official ribbon-cutting ceremony marking the opening of the clinic was officiated by Lady Emmeline Tufi Dadai. This new clinic is a collaborative initiative between City Pharmacy Limited Foundation and the Sir Brian Bell Foundation, aiming to provide accessible and affordable cervical cancer screening services to women across the country. The launch event was attended by several key health officials who delivered brief speeches highlighting the importance of the clinic. CPL Group Chairman Stan Joyce emphasized the clinic's role in addressing the critical need for affordable cervical cancer screening in PNG.
Today is a great day because you're seeing what's possible when two private companies, Brian Bell through their foundation and CPL through their foundation, are able to come together and work with government to improve the lives of Papua New Guineans and in particular to improve the lives of women in Papua New Guinea. I think that is a momentous occasion that really does need some applause that, yes, we're finally moving in that direction. So
Ken Wai, Director of Public Health at the NCD Provincial Health Authority, expressed his commitment to ensuring the success of the clinic's services.
This is why partnership like this one we're celebrating today are so important. We have almost 3,000 facilities in the country. We have a network from the hospitals down to district hospitals and centers. But for 12 million people, it's still not enough. We need that kind of support. And out of that, 47% of our health system is managed and run by the Church Health Services. And we are so thankful for faithful, committed partners of health in the country.
Priscilla Napoleon, Manager of Health and Wellness at Brian Bell Group, underscored the clinic's potential to save lives through early detection. Her Health Hub offers same-day cervical cancer and HPV screenings for just 20 kina, with immediate referral pathways to Port Moresby General Hospital for further treatment if needed. The clinic uses advanced gene expert technology, providing rapid and reliable results in just a few hours. Sir Mahesh Patel, co-founder of CPL Group and chairman of CPL Foundation, commented in a statement that the opening of Her Health Hub represents a turning point in women's health in PNG. He emphasized that the initiative provides hope, action, and empowerment for women, helping to break down barriers that have historically cost too many lives. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Dr. Amos Lano, Director of Clinical Services at Western Highlands Provincial Health Authority, and Dr. Paulus Ripa, a leader in cervical cancer elimination efforts, also shared their support for the initiative, highlighting its importance in the ongoing fight against cervical cancer.
Many times we have looked at curative health services, basically in terms of providing the drugs and other commodities are needed by our patients, but we have never looked at the public health component of it. And to have this facility up and running to screen and to screen those normal people, especially our mothers and children, is a bold stand forward.
I would like to commend this initiative by Brian Bell Foundation and CPL Foundation. They have set the pace in this country for partnership between the government and the private sector.
Petitioner in the LIGAP election petition case and former member for LIGAP Pogera Tomait Kapili, in welcoming the court's decision to declare the election of Amos Akem null and void, said justice has finally been served. In saying so, he also raised concerns on how people's votes are being bought like commodities, where they are being lured to sell their constitutional rights for money and goods.
The court, in handing down its decision on Wednesday, found overwhelming evidence of bribery and undue influence in the 2023 LIGAP supplementary election. Petitioner in this case, Tomait Kapili, was concerned about how voting practices have changed over time, where candidates are now using large sums of money and goods, including cars, to lure voters to vote for them. He said this was visible throughout the campaign period in the LIGAP supplementary election in 2023.
And for that maiden electorate to be swamped with FSR trucks, Land Cruisers, 4 doors, 5 doors, troop carriers, they were ended up like cheese pops. To councillors from wards, ward leaders, and basically the votes were purchased as if they were collecting goods from the supermarket shelves or market.
6 witnesses testified in court of being bribed with money and Land Cruiser vehicles by Amos Akem's team, a testimony Akem's legal team could not sufficiently discredit during the examination period. Kapili said with evidence now available of bribery, persons involved in carrying out this act should be investigated further by relevant state agencies.
The court decision is a public document now. It's spelled out a number of issues. I plead to the Ombudsman Commission, the police force, APEC, to have a read through the judgment and implement, carry out those orders specified in the judgment to, if needs be, arrest people who are implicated in there.
He is satisfied with the outcome and called on his people of LIGAP to keep their head high as they wait for the Electoral Commission to fix the dates for the by-election.
So I'm satisfied justice is served. Whether I go into the supplementary election, win or not, does not matter. I put it right that votes are not tradable commodities. They are people's choice, and that choice must be decided fairly.
Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
We've been A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Welcome back to the Santos National Football Stadium. This is going to be a cracker of a match. We got the visitors. Fourth goal shot. Broadhurst is over. Cuts back in. What a score! The Hunters go bang bang.
Sit back and enjoy this wonderful, extraordinary magic round.
Billy Burns goes over for Cronulla. Here goes the Fox. Here's the reaction. Yes! Tedesco for three. Passes for his young halfback. There's your moment to remember. What a try by the Dolphins. There's no break in bringing you the rugby league action.
The first game, of course, of a three-game series.
Ampol, Women's State of Origin. Game one, underway. Gets a pass away. Backing up Conegado. What a try, New South Wales. Spectacular. Upton throws a dummy. Can she get there? Yes. Queensland are on the ball.
New South Wales trying everything at Queensland. And here they come.
Welcome back. LLG and by-election nominations have been extended by another week. This does not include nominations for the Motu Koita Council seat, which closed this afternoon at 4 p.m. The Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs has approved this request. Sinai says the extension does not change other dates of the election schedule, including the campaign period, polling and return of writs. These processes have a fixed time frame. Sinai said he wrote to the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soro Yoe, to extend LLG nominations by a week, citing reasons including the wet weather, which have made traveling difficult for intending candidates in geographically challenged areas to come to nomination venues to register. Challenges also include limited access to banking services. Meantime, Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soro Yoe, is thanking the people of Papua New Guinea for exercising patience for 8 years over the delay in conducting the LLG elections. Yoe highlighted some of the improvements in the election process made by the government since 1995 and cautioned the public if in the event the election is interfered with, a declaration of failed election will be announced.
Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs Soro Yoe acknowledged the patience applied by Papua New Guineans over the delay of the LLG elections since 2017. Minister Yoe said the Marpe-led government is fully aware of the significant roles of an LLG and has taken important steps to empower and improve both its governance structure and delivery mechanisms. These include putting ward members and presidents in the government's payroll system and conduct LLG elections 13 months after the national general elections.
Minister Yeo said it is very important that each voter exercises greater responsibility in ensuring that the best people are elected. However, he warned that in the event election process is interfered with because of threats, intimidation, fights, or violence, the LLG ward elections will be declared failed. If the election is failed, people will not be represented in decision-making process in the LLG Assembly. The minister appeals to every citizen to ensure that the current LLG election is conducted freely, safely, and responsibly. He said everyone must be able to exercise his or her democratic right to vote under the Constitution. Jasmine Irojak, TVWAN News.
In a bold move to boost Papua New Guinea's business sector, BSP Financial Group introduces Business Bank, a first-of-its-kind service aimed at supporting local businesses from startups to large enterprises. Announced in Port Moresby on April 30th, Business Bank promises to deliver more mobile, accessible and tailored banking solutions across the country.
BSP Financial Group Limited marked a historic milestone in Papua New Guinea's banking sector yesterday with the official launch of the BSP Business Bank. The initiative was designed specifically to cater to the needs of Papua New Guineans' vibrant business community, from emerging startups to established enterprises.
They represent the hopes, the ambitions, and livelihoods of families and communities right across the country.
The BSP Business Bank service extended beyond the traditional banking model, with business bankers traveling directly to where their clients operated, whether at market stores, shop fronts, or job sites. This new approach ensured BSP was a partner in growth at every stage of a business's journey.
Bringing banking services directly to businesses, wherever they operate. Helping our businesses grow means opening the door to partnerships. Our business banking proposition is more than just providing a specialist banking need. It's about investing in the long term for our customers and equipping them with skills, tools, and most importantly, the support to grow.
The BSP Business Bank provided a comprehensive suite of services, including business accounts, tailored business loans and finance, seamless online foreign exchange and international transfers, payroll solutions, and mobile banking for 24/7 secure access. With these tools, businesses in PNG had everything they needed to grow and thrive.
This is business banking designed for Papua New Guinea, most importantly, designed for growth. Beyond banking, we are extremely proud to partner with the ABV, the Australian Business Volunteers, to deliver business and financial education workshops across the country tailored for small and medium-sized enterprises.
As part of its broader commitment, BSP invested in the future of Papua New Guinea's SMEs by partnering with the Asian Development Bank and Australian Business Volunteers to roll out financial education workshops across the country.
As extreme heat waves and prolonged droughts devastate key agricultural regions across Africa, including staple-producing countries like Nigeria, Papua New Guinea stands at a unique advantage with its year-round rainfall and stable tropical climate. While farmers in Nigeria report massive crop losses due to temperatures soaring beyond 35 degrees Celsius, PNG's consistent rainfall patterns and moderate temperatures present an opportunity for local growers to increase production and enter markets affected by supply shortages.
With global supply chains disrupted and African agricultural exports declining, PNG farmers are urged to scale up their output, adopt improved practices, and target regional and international markets in need of alternative suppliers. Karen Maso from the Department of Agriculture and Livestock, in a statement, said what is a disaster for others can be a window of opportunity for PNG. He further stated that our natural climate is suitable for producing many of the crops now under threat globally, such as cocoa, coffee, vegetables, and rice. There is opportunity in exporting fresh produce to Pacific and Southeast Asian markets, expanding rice and grain production to substitute for imports affected by African shortages, and investing in agro-processing for high-value crops like cocoa, vanilla, and coffee. He said policy support is key, and the national government, through its medium-term development plan 4 and the National Agriculture Strategy Plan 2024 to 2033, is committed to enabling climate-smart agriculture, expanding access to markets, and ensuring PNG becomes a regional food hub in a changing global climate. Mr. Maso said now is the time for our local farmers to think big, plant more, and connect to global value chains. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Executive Chairman of PNG National Rice and Grain Board, Coren Maso, has appealed to the government to invest more in rural infrastructure for agriculture.
Executive Chairman of PNG National Rice and Grain Board, Coren Maso, says farmers in PNG continue to operate without the tools, funding, and infrastructure. He expressed that the sector remains underfunded, underutilized, and undersupported. He stressed that without tractors, roads, storage, and market access, farmers can't deliver. The current global food crisis, worsened by heat waves across Africa and Asia, has created a massive opening for PNG to step up as a regional food supplier. But Maso says this window will close if government does not act swiftly. Mr. Maso added that farmers need bulldozers, warehouses, feeder roads, and buying power. He is appealing to the government to inject real capital into rural infrastructure, irrigation, and input support, fund commercial farming, and revive state-supported seed and fertilizer programs, establish rural banks, and subsidize to empower smallholder growers, and prioritize agricultural exports in trade, policy, and logistics. Mr. Maso believes that land, rainfall, and a serious political will, backed by real kina, will make so much difference. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Moving on to the finance news, the kina closed lower at $0.2451 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2376, $0.3684 Australian dollars, $0.2019 euro, and 33.60 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee and copper closed higher. Gold, cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed lower. Copper closed the day unchanged, and on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher. The ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWAN News. We'll have news from overseas when we return. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama.
You eat them, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add the Hekari, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but me it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
Hurry PNG and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Powerplay PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
Sam Darry, he's brought greater physicality to his game this year.
Here they are, into the corner, he scored! This is a game like no other, they are always brutal.
The fearless gladiators will unleash raging fury.
Physicality like we have not seen.
It's war.
What a battle it will be on this Saturday edition of Magic Round. Absolutely remarkable! Such strength that he has, and he uses it. Poppy back to Leia Tower. He gives it to Jackson. The Tigers win golden points. There's the Dragons try. Flanagan gets here.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea has called on APEC nations to take bold, united action on climate change and the blue economy. Speaking at the APEC Ocean Ministers meeting in Busan, South Korea, Fisheries Minister Jelta Wong emphasized the need for stronger support in climate adaptation, technology transfer, and finance. PNG is already taking action with the restoration of over 1,000 hectares of mangroves, tackling illegal fishing, and launching the East New Britain initiative to boost local tuna processing. Minister Wong urged APEC leaders to act now to ensure the Pacific Ocean remains a source of life and opportunity. Darwin's Catholic community has come together to officially farewell Pope Francis. The Memorial Mass is a celebration of the multiculturalism and inclusion that Pope Francis promoted as the diocese found comfort in each other's company.
Cleansing and healing for a community who've lost a leading light. Darwin's Catholic Church reflecting on Pope Francis' life and legacy.
A man who fostered unity in diversity, a man who reached out to those who were seen as pretty hopeless by others or voiceless, and he wasn't afraid to say what he needed to say, but always with respect.
A large portion of parishioners travelled from the Tiwi Islands, a largely Catholic community who've had close brushes with previous papal leaders. A unifying blend of Aboriginal and Catholic cultures on display.
We are happy to come and share our bit of culture with everyone tonight here at the Cathedral, and I hope everyone enjoyed. We're sure going to miss our Pope.
Darwin's huge Southeast Asian community also coming to find support in their grief.
A lot of them are having sentimental journey. Some of them have met him way before.
He also went to East Timor, and we are very proud, so happy that he actually made his last visit was in East Timor.
For others, Pope Francis was key in bringing people into the church and creating a more inclusive environment.
He got elected the year I had my conversion, so he's the only Pope I've ever felt really close to in a way, even though it was always virtual. And he had a love for young people and migrants and the poor, and that just really touched my heart.
He was a shepherd that changed the church from the conflict it was in into more of a pastoral, bringing everybody back in.
A final farewell to a father for many.
Rise in U.S. tariffs and growing global trade tensions are expected to indirectly drag down economic growth in Pacific Island countries, the International Monetary Fund warns, as ripple effects from larger economies impact tourism, remittances and investment flows. IMF says most Pacific Island countries, the direct effects of the tariffs are likely to be small because goods exports to the U.S. are small. But there will be indirect effects on growth via the tariffs' negative impact on the economies of major trading partners such as Australia, New Zealand, Asian economies, and the U.S. itself. But domestic prices in the Pacific will depend on exchange rates and market dynamics. They have watched their homes and communities succumb to flooding rains, a cyclone, and even a tornado. But after another summer of natural disasters, climate change is not on the agenda for some regional Queenslanders.
On this pineapple farm outside Townsville, rain is measured in metres. Even so, the recent wet season was exceptional.
We've had 5,000 mil of rain since the middle of January, and our annual rainfall's 1,800 to 2,000.
In his 50 years on Matani Farm, Tony Akasini has never experienced a flood so devastating.
We've got a heap of pineapples washed away, which ended up down at the beach.
Already this year, Queensland has endured catastrophic floods in the north, a tropical cyclone in the southeast, then more record-breaking floods in the outback. But as voters head to the ballot box, climate change policy is not top of mind for everyone.
I think weather events are just that, weather events.
In Western Queensland, towns are still drying out. But in Kathy White's community, locals tend to steer away from the topic of climate change.
I think it's a loaded question. I think it's a personal opinion.
Instead, she says hip pocket issues are the focus.
I actually think the cost of living is the number one for people out here in the West.
Researchers believe for voters, climate action is a luxury when times are tough, particularly in rural communities that rely on agriculture and mining to survive.
Even just an indulgence that it feels like in the context of, the housing crisis, the cost of living crisis, that actually we should deprioritise this particular issue.
Climate change policy will influence Tammy Fogarty's vote. Tropical cyclone Alfred hammered her Gold Coast hinterland property in March, and that's after a Christmas night tornado in 2023 left her homeless.
The roof came off and the house was totally demolished by the storm.
She wishes climate action was in the spotlight, but understands why cost of living is dominating the conversation.
During those weather events, I wasn't thinking about political influence, I wasn't thinking about climate change, I was just thinking about survival.
A cookbook controversy has erupted between two popular best-selling Australian authors. Nagi Mayashi has accused Brooke Bellamy of plagiarizing two of her recipes, but the claim has been rejected.
Brooke Bellamy is a social media sensation. Last year, the Brookie Bakehouse owner launched her popular cookbook, but a firestorm of controversy has broken out in the kitchen after best-selling cook Nagi Mayashi, founder of recipe Tin Eats, accused Miss Bellamy of copying her caramel slice and baklava recipes. Writing on social media, Profiting from plagiarised recipes is unethical, and it's a slap in the face to every author who puts in the hard work.
Plagiarism is more of an ethical or a moral claim that sort of says, hey, you used something of mine or copied something of mine and you didn't acknowledge me.
Brooke Bellamy has rejected the allegations, saying she has been creating her recipes since 2016. She's also offered to remove the 2 recipes from future reprints of her cookbook. The kitchen clash has sparked debate.
So I really make the recipe up from scratch and make it my own. I think that's important because there's so many recipes that have been featured over and over again out there. For me, it's important to do something different.
The idea of plagiarising a particular recipe just seems a bit ludicrous to me.
I'm on both sides.
Rachel Stewart, ABC News, Brisbane.
This is TVWAN News. We'll have news in sports after the break.
Hey, Boro, I can't wait for my date tonight with Sivona.
You have everything you need.
Nice clothes, good hair.
What about this? Condoms are tested to be safe. Use condoms correctly every time with every partner. It's the best way to have fun and protect what you love.
Protect what you love.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity. It can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges, to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
It's a new season with new beginnings and new hope, all for the same dream. It all starts now. The NRL Telstra Premiership. Let's go!
Raise your bat, and why not? What a stage to turn on the magic.
Balls of beauty. He's definitely need to calm down here.
Here we go, Sunday afternoon. It's in the end goal, it's a try! Montoya has a try, and the Dogs at long last. Back for Tonga, they're under again! Waiting for it, the easiest of tries. Cruz is in, and Melbourne finally have their second try. Weeks reels it in, plants it down. The Raiders have hit back.
Greetings everybody, wherever you're watching from. Welcome along to the country's premier national rugby league competition. Please the match before the cup. Here we go, flying on the outside, and look at the foot down. And I think it's the captain himself going over. Pick up as well, and over they go. The Vipers are on the attack. That's a miracle play from the Vipers.
The The Port Moresby women's softball has come to the business end of the season 2024 to 2025 with an epic grand final showdown looming this Saturday, May 3rd, between minor premiers United Sisters and worthy challenger Tribes Bears, both vying for the major silverware. The much-anticipated grand finale promises to set the Bicini Diamonds alight once again, with two thrilling matches preceded by the B-grade grand final decider between Gazelle and Shebu.
It's come down to the wire for United Sisters and Travel Bears in Port Moresby women's softball. The grand finale will see both teams put on their best foot forward to outclass each other. Defending Queen's Sisters have the upper hand in terms of experience and betting prowess. However, Bears are no slouch if their emphatic 8-0 win over Gazelle last week is anything to go by. The key for both teams rests on the pitcher-catcher combination and how they dictate terms from the pitching mound, which is crucial in the event of a tight affair. Sisters will be relying on veteran pitcher Selena Hekari, who will be up against young Bears pitcher Juliet Seri, who is part of the current national women's team for the upcoming mini-games in Palau. Other than that, the rest of the teams will have to be on their game in both batting and fielding. Sisters under Supercoach Tony Double will be led out by the experience of slugger Florence Double, Georgina Mautu, Helen Gabore, and mother-daughter combo Selena and Tezi Karai. They will be up against an equally robust Bears outfit in the likes of Nadia Koa-Baez, Juliet Seri, Joyce Nguba, Carol Apelis, Francisca Kinnit, and Rose Apelis. They are coached by Julius Tatai, who's putting great confidence in the girls to put up a strong game against favourites United Sisters. Interestingly, Bears have been in the softball arena longer than Sisters, with a colourful history winning 12 out of 23 grand final appearances. Only time will tell if softball fans can see history repeating itself come Saturday. Meanwhile, in the B-grade challenge, Cebu have their sights on accounting for glamour club Gazelle. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Having finished runner-up in the Solomon Islands last year, following a narrow 1-0 defeat to Auckland United, the Papua New Guinea Women's Champion Club is determined to go one better in 2025 at the OFC Women's Champions League in Tahiti in May.
By AS Academy earlier, Hekari Women's FC are up for the challenge in their third consecutive campaign. Hekari lines up in Group B alongside defending champions Auckland United of New Zealand, Panza from American Samoa, and the host side AS Pirai from Tahiti. Head coach Erickson Komeng says the team is ready to compete. He says facing the defending champions Auckland United and Panza of American Samoa presents a strong test, but the team is eager to confront these matches and demonstrate its growth and enhanced capabilities. Despite falling short in the past 2 years, Hekari is committed to showing its resilience in this year's tournament. Komeng says the Hekari outfit has learned a lot from the past 2 Championships League, where it finished as runner-ups on both occasions. Hekari plays Panza on Monday, May 5th, and Auckland United on May 8th. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
Versatile PNG Hunters spine player Finley Glare was a welcome addition to Paul Iton's 17-man squad for last week's annual Kokoda Cup thrilling victory, 22-14 over the Bears when he came off the bench at the Santos National Football Stadium. Glare has been in sensational form of late until he picked up a concussion during the opening rounds of the new season, which delayed his comeback for approximately 1 month.
Great pass. The Hunters' diminutive number 9 is now fit to regain his form after starting the game in the number 14 jumper and contributed to last week's triumph to reclaim the Kokoda Cup since 2015. Glare said it was tough watching the boys from the outside, but excited to be back on the team. Commenting on the performance of the boys last week, Clara commended the team for showing good resilience in both attack and defense after 2 disappointing losses. He said after going through their weekly video analysis, he was happy with how the team responded on Saturday.
After the lose, we have come back, we have go through the videos now, analyzing one's mistakes, we have improve low. Meeting we have improved last game, but some more to improve, so still we have work them stuff.
Reflecting back on his first game back after 3 weeks on the sideline, he was happy to be back playing footy again and did not look out of place when he came off the bench, calm, cool and collected, showcasing eyes-up footy with his deceptive play and explosive run out of dummy half to put his mark on the game.
Me come off the bench after 3 weeks about from injury na come back again, but me feel me come in at least me give some impact na. Some impact the game, so yeah.
He said communication is key, which also contributed to their last 2 losses, but last week there was some improvement from the boys. On his current form, Clara said coming back from injury is always a challenge, but he's slowly and surely getting back in his element and looking forward for more game time. Clara will again start off the bench against Wynnum Manly, while Trevor Solo maintains the starting number 9 spot.
I think the defense communication the main thing we have been problem. Many talks na melo field on amongst no me bled lo side the defense where we have been like him lo past 2 games slam we have been improved, but there's still kind of me talk room for improvement lo. Need to improve lo some still areas we have work them. After 3 weeks again missed about, so still la mila come back again since la match fitness come back again, so think ba me go na play go I'll pick up on it and move forward. Just keep him simple, play one Sunday, miss out, walk him the field, help him all boys, help him team move forward, just play what's in front of me, help him all boys move forward. So.
Gary Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The quest to send over 100 athletes to the Mini Pacific Games in Palau in July has been reinforced with Theodist's support of 50,000 kina to the PNG Olympic Committee. Corporate Development Manager at Theodist and PNG legendary swimmer Ryan Pinney made this donation to the PNG Olympic Committee today in Port Moresby.
Having forged a partnership 2 decades ago, Theodist continues to support the PNG Olympic Committee in its sporting endeavors. The company donated 50,000 kina to PNG Olympic Committee in the hope to help them get the team ready for the Mini Pacific Games this July. Theodist Corporate Development Manager Ryan Pinney, when making the donation, said the company is committed in supporting sports in PNG. It takes pride in seeing young PNG athletes representing their country at the international level.
It's a great organisation, the PNG Olympic Committee, and having Team PNG there who are representing Papua New Guinea all around the world. It's really something that we're proud to be a part of, and we know our athletes shine on the world stage and do their best. So we're pleased to be a part of their journey as the athletes, but we're also proud to be a part of the organisation.
Denjil Agi, corporate manager of PNG Olympic Committee, received the donation on behalf of the organization. He said the Theodist has been amongst the biggest sponsors to them in many years, and through their support, they have continued participation in big international events. Agi said this donation will be used to support the athletes' qualification for the Mini Pacific Games. It will also be used to get Team PNG ready as they work towards qualifying more than 100 athletes at the event.
It's been almost 20 years, or may even be more than 20 years of partnership and the sponsorship of 50,000 in kind sponsorship. It allows us to lift the profile of our fundraising events in vouchers for prizes. Plus, also it helps us with our office requirements. Not only this, there's also printing requirements in the lead up to the games, and also any branding requirements associated with Team PNG.
Manega Tapari, a para-athlete who represented PNG in the last Paris Paralympics Games, also shared her gratitude to the company. She said the company has been helpful to them through their continued support. The PNG Olympic Committee, in collaboration with National Federation of each sports, have been working in getting the best team ready for the Mini Pacific Games. They are expected to assemble a good team for their games. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Furthermore, not only does Theodist provide monetary support to the national sports body, the PNG Olympic Committee, but the company also provides employment opportunities for the athletes. The Corporate Development Manager for Theodist, Ryan Pinney, said they have taken in 2 swimmers to work in their company this year. Pinney said this is not the first time. They have done this before. The former PNG representative swimmer said this is to ensure PNG representative athletes are given necessary training outside of the sports they play so that once their career is over, they can sustain themselves through employment.
Hard, but then also when you finish being an athlete, sometimes you're behind the ball, you don't have any work experience, you don't have anywhere to go, and that can lead to a lot of mental health challenges and lead to depression, which is what we don't want to see. So what we're trying to do here and what we've done previously is employ athletes who are a part of Team PNG and all wanting to represent Papua New Guinea, giving them flexibility to work. So we have 2 athletes here at the moment who work from 8 o'clock until around 2 o'clock, and then they head to training in the afternoon. But basically what it's really about is giving that real life work experience so that when they finish their career as an athlete, they can get that piece of paper as a reference to say that they're good citizens and good workers, and that's what we want to do.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast.
Southern region, Port Moresby, cloudy periods with rain and possible thunderstorms with potential for flash flooding. Alotau, cloudy periods with brief showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lae, cloudy periods with some evening showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy periods with some rain and possible thunderstorms. Lorengau, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, all Highland centers, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential flooding. Oceans forecast. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough, easterly to southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas smooth from northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth from southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with easterly to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Island, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters along warning areas. And waters of Manus and its western group of islands. Seas 0.5 to 1 meter.
That's been another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
What would you say to 6 months free bonus credit?